Welcome to your free online training on how to make 5 to 10K a month online. Now, this online training is for anybody that is a complete beginner, right through to people that have existing businesses that want to increase their online income or add in an online income revenue stream. So, let's jump straight into this. I'm just going to put myself to the side here. So, this right here, rest assured, is a no BS zone. In this presentation, I am going to be talking about every legitimate element you need to create your own online income stream, and it doesn't need to be hard. So I am someone that was a regular Joe that has now managed to build myself a 6-figure online business. And I came from someone who was just working a 9 to 5. So you don't need to be special. You don't need to be a unicorn. This is your straightforward way to build your own online income streams and earn yourself 5 to 10K a month. So let's jump into this. Who is this online training for? I have designed this online training for women who are looking to build an income from 3 to 10K a month online, selling digital products. This training is for women who are looking to utilize their TikTok to grow their audience from 10 to 100K followers, monetize their existing expertise into a community or coaching program or digital product suite that will help you achieve the 5 to 10K a month off your own back, which is really friggin' exciting. I am so unbelievably passionate about helping women, and young women in particular, any age really, to build their own way to financial and time freedom. I am such a big believer that anybody can do this, and that is why I wanted to bring you this training, so that you feel empowered and are able to go ahead and create the life of your dreams. Because if I can do it, I promise you, you can too. So, let's go on a journey. I wanted to give you guys a background into me and my journey so that you can understand how I got from A to B. I think there's a lot of talk online about overnight success and all of this sort of jazz, but I wanted to give you guys the backstory of where I came from so you can get an understanding of how you can do it too. You don't need to be special. You don't need to be highly qualified. What you need is to decide that you want more for yourself and be committed. That's literally it. So, 18 months ago, I was working a minimum wage 9 to 5 job. I was fresh out of university. Well, I was fresh out of university at 19. So what was that? 2020. And I jumped into the job that I knew was going to be safe for me to begin my full-time working career. So I was working at this job while I was studying. And then as I left university, they offered me a full-time position. I thought, great, a safe way to enter into the full-time workforce. So I've been working part-time jobs since I was 11 years old. So full-time for me wasn't that much of a transition, but I wanted something that I was comfortable with to get started. So for a year, I worked at this job. Within that year, I was promoted to assistant from admin, and then I was promoted to supervisor. And I was in charge of a team of 15 fully grown men as a 20-year-old female. So do the math on that. And in that journey and development, I only received a pay increase of $5,000 Australian a year, from 45,000 AUD to 50,000 AUD a year. That works out to be literally like $780 a week, which is bugger all. So throughout my high school and my university and working career, I felt this sense of isolation because I wanted something more for myself. I wanted a lifestyle that no one spoke about. You know, the whole rigmarole was to go to school, go to university, get a 9 to 5 job, work your way up, get a high paying job and live your life. And for me, that just did not align with who I was, what I wanted to achieve, or any of that. So I felt quite isolated in that. And around the time I was at university, I started to do things like manifesting courses and self-development courses, because those were the things that seemed most aligned with the goals that I wanted to achieve. And so I started to dabble in that area. Sometimes things must break. So after 6 years of working in this job, in this minimum wage job, the only pay increase I'd have was 5K across the entire 6 years. I was sick to death of being told what my limits were, what my earning potential was, and I became restless. I was working with people that told me the reason I wasn't getting paid more in my role as a supervisor was because I was a 23-year-old female with no experience. Whereas my male counterparts, the equivalents, were getting paid 90,000 Australian dollars a year. So do the math on that. During this time, I was becoming restless, things were changing, and my 7-year relationship broke down. It felt like my whole life slid out from underneath me, and I felt quite literally at rock bottom. And I was in a job that I hated. It was limiting me. I had no financial backing to support myself and the dreams that I wanted to achieve because I couldn't do that on 50,000 Australian dollars a year. Whilst I am a big believer that, it's not what you earn, it's what you do with it. Minimum wage just doesn't cut the mustard in this day and age, especially with inflation and all the rest of it. And I wanted more. I didn't want to live a bare bones life. So after my breakup, 2 weeks after my breakup happened, I tore my ACL in a game of state netball. So I underwent a ACL reconstruction and I was bedridden for 6 weeks. I could not go to the bathroom on my own. I couldn't make my own food. I couldn't move without assistance. And I genuinely was so unbelievably stuck physically and mentally. Bedridden, heartbroken, and the most lost I had ever felt in my life. But sometimes things have to break for them to rebuild, and I wanted to rebuild an empire. I very distinctly remember laying in that bed and thinking to myself, I've got two options here. I can either go down the path of victim mentality, self-destruction, not doing anything with my life, or realizing my potential, realizing my dreams and my goals, and actually making moves to go for it. So this restlessness that I was experiencing, this frustration, very quickly became a burning desire for change. And I realized I had to change first before anything else was going to change. I wanted to be unlimited in my earning potential, my development. I wanted to experience life on my terms. And so in that moment, I made a huge commitment to myself. I was going to do anything it took for me to build my dream life, create my financial freedom and my time freedom. I wanted more. I needed more. I wasn't happy with the bare minimum that society told me I was, stuck with. So from scrolling on TikTok for hours and hours, I finally started to see how people were starting to build their own financial freedom and laptop lifestyle. I saw that the potential for making money online was huge and that anyone could do it. Like the people I was seeing achieve this were everyday people, and I was an everyday person and I wanted to be doing the same. So I remember in that moment, my knee was in huge pain. I was crying my eyes out. I pulled out my bank card and I spent all my savings on a business coach. Do I recommend doing this? No. Do you need to do this? No. Was I completely at rock bottom and had no other option seemingly? Yes. So that's what I did. And that moment changed my life. That moment proved to me that I can make split decisions like that in any instance that can quite literally change the trajectory of my life. I learned skills and tools on how to build my own business. I started to generate an online income, and that was the most valuable thing I could have ever done. It was invest in my knowledge and my skills. And each day I am so unbelievably grateful to myself in some of the lowest moments of my life that I chose myself and my future over remaining where I didn't want to be, even though the thought of making those big changes was way scarier than staying stuck in a place that was comfortable. And I wanted to share with you, whilst that was my journey, the epic news for you is that you don't need to hit rock bottom to make big changes, and you don't have to spend your entire life savings to make changes or build an empire. Literally, all you need to do is honor the feeling of what you want for yourself and act on it. That is quite simply it. Don't let yourself hit rock bottom before you start to make changes. Tomorrow is not promised, and this is something that is so real for everybody, but we don't even realize it. Tomorrow is not promised. So why don't you start making decisions based on the fact that you're on borrowed time? Okay? We don't have all the time in the world. What we do have is complete control over what we do and don't do. So start harnessing that power and let's friggin' do it. That's exactly why we're here today. That's exactly why you're doing this online training. Let's do this together. Alrighty? So fast forward to now. Over the last 12 months, I have quite literally had the most incredible pleasure of building my dream business and the life of my dreams. The life that I'm living now was quite literally what I manifested as a 19-year-old in university, doing a conventional degree, but also doing spiritual manifesting workshops on the side. I've quite literally manifested everything that I've desired so far in my life. And I started posting on social media. I started to build different online income streams, and I started to onboard one-on-one clients. And soon my online income grew to triple my weekly full-time job. Now, while the fact that I was only earning $700 a week, the fact that I was earning $2,100 a week on my side hustle and my online income blew my mind. And I had no limits on my time or my income, and I have created the most incredible opportunities that I have been manifesting for years, okay? And once again, if I can do it, you absolutely can do this, and that's why we're here. Best part of my journey so far is the fact that I get to help people like you realize your potential, realize that you can do this, and work towards those goals. So my client Rhonda, I am so unbelievably proud of her. We have been working on building her TikTok and her online business for 6 months now, and she has absolutely nailed it. I am so proud of her. She's made over $3,000 in her digital products, and late last year she came to me and said, Romany, I want to build a physical product and I want to launch it in January. That gave us about 3 weeks to get it up and running, and we hit the ground running. And when we launched the business, she generated $3,000 in 2 weeks with her 45,000 following, which is huge. And I'm so incredibly proud of her. She had an increase of 4,800% on her online store sessions. We got her total sales up to over $3,000, and her orders were incredible. Her conversion rate was huge, and I am so unbelievably proud of her. She is literally the most beautiful soul who had a vision and a dream, and we got to work, and I'm so proud of her for doing so. Then there is the gorgeous Christy, who in 6 months we built her following to 26.5K, and she is an absolute powerhouse. She had an existing business and she came to me and said, Rom, I want to build my TikTok. So we got to work, and she has invited incredible brand partnerships into her world. Her business growth has been insane, and the opportunities that are flowing to her are quite literally mind-blowing. And all of these people are people like you and me that have a vision and make the changes. Step by step, bit by bit, anybody can do this. So if I can do this, you can too. And when I tell you this is the best decision I've ever made, it does not even begin to do it justice. I was literally just a girl in life who didn't feel like she belonged, and that I craved something more. And I promise you with my whole heart, you can do this. So this is your no bullshit, no frills training to build your online income. I will never sell you something that's too good to be true, and I will only ever show you the real raw way to build your dreams. So what is this training all about? Is it actually free? Will it work for you? Is there some kind of paid offer at the end? What's going on, Romany? So let's jump into it. There is no smoke and mirrors here, and this is something that I am so passionate about. I need this to be so completely transparent for people to realize how achievable this is. This is only real shit. This training will take you 30, 40 minutes maximum, and this training is designed to guide you through on how you can create your own online income of 5 to 10K a month through real achievable streams. And we're going to demystify how you can actually do this. And at the end, I'm going to share with you the community I've built for you, for people that are ready to fucking go. They are ready to actually do something and begin to grow and make the changes and build their online income streams. So I'm not going to sell you tens of thousands of dollars on a product. Absolutely not. As I said, this is the no bullshit, no frills. I'm going to give you all the coaching and guidance that I give to my top clients at less than the cost of a Starbucks drink a day. All right, baby? And that's literally it. This is an opportunity, a new opportunity that I'm going to give to you all. And it's designed for people who want to be in a space to show up for themselves, have support on their journey, be surrounded by people who are doing the exact same thing, and build income streams and ask me any questions that they have along the way. Alrighty? More on that later. So let's jump into this training. How did I do this and what did it look like? This is something that I always really want to be transparent about. I find that a lot of people's marketing online, when they talk about their online income, there's no transparency. I needed to show you exactly what my transition looked like, how I made this happen. So I went from earning from a 9-to-5 job, $45,000 a year, which was $790 after tax and $3,000 a month, to earning for working for myself in my online income streams 5 to 10K plus a month, and on average was earning $2,500 plus a week after tax. Huge. I didn't know what to do with myself. I had all this money coming my way and I was like, is this real life? Because I'm used to having peanuts. But sure enough, when you put your mind to things, things actually come to fruition. And there were 4 key things that I did. I learned what I didn't know through courses and coaching. Now, I see a lot of people go, oh my God, courses, oh my God. I don't give a shit. If I don't know something, I'm going to learn it. And that right there is what separates people from get things done to people that don't. If you don't know something, find out how to do it. This can be through courses and coaching, or it can be through YouTube videos, or it can be through TikTok, or it can be through anything else. It could be through the newspaper. Search for what you don't know and learn it. I then created a digital product suite. I built an audience and I remained consistent. And consistency is so unbelievably key to achieving anything great in life. Any great sportsman, artists, business person, doesn't matter what it is, consistency and stubbornness in achieving your goals is what gets you to the finish line every single time. So how can you build your online income? We are going to jump into the nitty-gritties of this. When it comes to building online income, the thing that I will always preach and always say to my clients is it does not need to be complicated. It can quite literally be as simple as you would like it to be. So I see a lot of people online, they have all of these fancy funnels and setups and automations and it's all crazy and it seems so incredibly hard. It gets to be so simple, it's crazy. I made my first $4,000 online from a $5 ebook that I created on Canva. It does not need to be difficult whatsoever. Alrighty? So, building a digital product suite is the easiest and most versatile way that you can start to build in online income streams to get you to that 5 to 10K a month mark. The simple, no bullshit way to earn your online income is to build that digital product suite. And a digital product suite is a collection of products related to your niche or skill set, and we'll jump more into this later, that you create and sell and then earn money from. Like I said about my $5 ebook, I had a skill set that I knew, I put it into a $5 ebook and I sold that $5 ebook and I made $4,000. It was that simple. And digital products can be anything from ebooks, guides, courses, prints, memberships, videos, or podcasts. And this is it's basically anything that has an online basis. So it could be like a paid blog, for example. It can be anything pretty much digital. When building a digital product suite, you should 110%, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, be creating it around your area's interests, existing skill sets, or area of expertise. And I'm going to say this for a very good reason. If you're building an online business, you want it to be around something that you actually give a crap about. If you are building it around something that you don't care or you're not interested in, you're going to find it incredibly hard to remain consistent. And remember, I said that's what's going to be what separates the men from the boys and the boss-ass women from the not-so-boss-ass women is actually remaining consistent in what you're doing. So whether you're interested in it or it's an existing skill set that you find really easy to share, or you have an area of expertise that you're like, I know this stuff like the back of my hand, build it around that, because that is what's going to give you the longevity, the consistency, and the value, alrighty? So this will allow you to create valuable products that you can help teach, inspire, or help others that are needing guidance from your knowledge. And I see a lot of people when they come into this space, like marketing people, for example, or finance people, or fitness people, what seems like second nature to you because it's your area of interest or expertise is brand new information to other people. And there is going to be a customer base for your product, no matter what industry, what niche, what product. There will be a customer base for you. So there are no rules when it comes to what is going to be the best product to create, but common sense does help. And I'm going to give you a lot of examples so you can start to get the idea on how you can be building a digital product suite. So, for example, if you are a nutritionist looking to grow or create a business online for more income, what digital product might suit you? So, for example, you could create an ebook for a well-balanced vegetarian meal plan for gym goers. So, for example, if you're a nutritionist and you have a lot of vegetarian clients, but they're not getting enough protein in to achieve their gym goals, you might look at building an ebook that helps people to understand how they can build their own meal plans to make sure they're getting sufficient protein in. That's something you could sell for $15, $25. It could be $5, whatever you feel like you want to put on it. If you're a photographer, what may be a good option for you? You could quite literally build an online course that teaches beginners or like hobby photographers how to take their photography skills to the next level. A short course that's like 45 minutes that gives people incredible basics on how to go from 0 to 10 in their photography journey. So when you are looking at building your digital product suite, like I said, let's look at the 3 things. So what is your area of interest? What is your area of expertise, and what is your current skill set? So then what I would really suggest you do is you brain dump all of that onto a Google Doc or some kind of document that you can begin to sort of identify themes. For example, you might really love healthy eating and you love hiking and you love wellness. You might be looking at more of a wellness niche or like healthy living niche or fitness niche. If you really love beauty and fashion and all the rest of it, or interior design, you might start to identify that in your brain dump, and that might be what you want to work towards. And that right there, like the common underlying themes of what you're interested in, what your skill sets are, that will help you to decipher what your brand can be built around and what you will be, building your digital products on. So for example, I am using the example of Sally's beginner photography school. This came off the top of my brain. Sally, if you're a photographer and you're out here and you're watching this, babes, I got you. But this can be applied to any niche. So obviously like translate it accordingly to whatever your skill set is. So Sally's beginner photography school. We would want to build a digital product suite that looks something like this. All right. So we're looking at low ticket, medium ticket, and then high ticket. So Sally has a lead magnet, which is basically Photography Kit Basics 101. And a lead magnet is something that you offer in exchange for someone's email to then go on your email marketing database. That right there is then a selling tool. It's an owned point of contact with your client base that you can use to sell later on down the track. Social media, for example, is a borrowed platform. So you don't own Instagram, you don't own TikTok, whilst you might own your page. If TikTok were to go down tomorrow, you've lost all of those contacts, but your email marketing database will always be yours. So that's just something to have a think about. So lead magnet. You've decided, Sally, that you are going to offer a kit checklist or a kit guide on the photography basics that every photographer is going to need in their kit. That's the lead magnet that you're giving away for free in exchange for people's emails. You then go, I'm going to build a low ticket digital product. It's going to be an ebook, which is going to be a beginner photography guide. So a really great entry level, affordable product that anyone can sort of purchase to learn more and take the next step. And then you go, I'm going to build a course that's going to be a little bit more extensive for the next people that are wanting to go to the next level. So you build a online course that has really great information in there, all in one place, that is a hobby to full-time photography course, which is $199. And that right there is money for jam. If you were to do like a photography qualification, that'd easily cost you $5,000. So the $200 mark, chef's kiss, and they will get so much information, a lot of value-packed, jam-packed information in there. We love that. And then Sally goes, I want to create a high-ticket offer too, now that all of this stuff is starting to get traction, and she creates a group program that runs for 4 weeks, every 2 months, that is a photography, or every month even, that is a photography business set up for $999, $1,000 basically. And this right here is a very well-balanced example product suite. She's got a lead magnet to get people in the door and on her email list. She's got a great entry-level product for people that are very beginners. She's got a great medium entry product for people that are like, all right, I've got the basics down pat, I've got a thirst for more, then how can I jump into her world? She's got that course. And then she's got the even bigger course, the even higher ticket product here for the people that are really looking to take it to the next level. So not only has she got a great affordable range of products, not that it needs to be affordable, because if you are in a certain niche, the value will change depending on what you're offering. So for example, some of my offerings are $8,000, but that's because the value in them is huge. But then I've also got products that are like $5 for people that just need a taste or an understanding of what's going on in my world. So the group program is then that next step above. And this is how it would look like to hit that 5K month. And 5Ks, bugger all. Like when you think about 5K, it is not that much money and it's very easy to achieve. So we're going to take Sally's digital product suite and we're going to translate it into how they can hit 5K a month. So she only needs 3 people in her group program for the 3 weeks that she's going to be running that. 3 people, that's it. That right there is an immediate 3K. And then she only needs 10 people to buy her course to hit almost 2K. That's 1 person she needs to sell to every 3 days, which if she has a great social media following and has built a TikTok, for example, can easily do that. And then any sale of her ebook will put her over the 5K mark a month. It's really not that hard and it gets to be that simple. An immediate 5K. If Sally had an audience of 10,000 people, for example, and she converted 0.01 of those people, she would immediately be hitting a 15K month. It's money for jam, alrighty? So, how would she then sell these? That's what we're going to jump into next. We will build an audience, and this right here is the secret sauce to any form of online income. Building an audience is actually building a client base for you. So, how do we do this? Your best tool is social media, and social media is one of the easiest ways to build a customer base to then offer your products to. And a proper strategy, so a proper social media strategy, will allow you to attract in and engage with the type of people who are looking for your services and are willing to pay. There is a customer for everything. Absolutely everything. There are 8+ billion people in this world, and you need like 0.00000000001 of them to be interested, and you could be a multi-millionaire. So the odds are in your favor, babes. They're so unbelievably in your favor. You need to take advantage of them. TikTok and Instagram should be your very bare basics, and both of these platforms make it so incredibly easy for you to sell your products. Your TikTok and Instagram game should have the bare minimum, alrighty? So when we are jumping in and we are building our digital product suite, we're obviously identifying a niche or a theme. That then is obviously going to dictate your social media strategy and the way that you're showing up online. So you are going to need a clear niche that people can identify. You're going to need an optimized profile to guide people to follow and learn. So for example, if you're in the wellness space, you're going to put somewhere either in your username, your name, or your bio that you are a wellness creator or a wellness business owner, so that people know when they find you on their explore page or the For You page exactly who you are, what you're about, and that they should follow you because you have stuff that they're interested in. You should have a varied and value-based content offering, and this should include a lot of information, engagement, value, and selling on there, because it is a service to sell your products. If you are creating products that solve a problem and help people to achieve amazing things in their lifetime or learn amazing things that are going to help them for a multitude of years, you are doing a service by offering your product to them. Like, I think about all the courses that I've done in my lifetime, whether it's been manifestation or marketing or whatever it's been, they have changed my life, and I'm so grateful to the people that taught me what they did, because they have offered me products that have changed my life. Same for you and the products you're going to be offering. You get to change people's lives. So you also want to create your social media to be a place where people feel open to discuss and interact with you. That's the point of a community building. When you're building an audience, you're building a client base, you want them to be able to discuss and interact with you. That's the whole point, right? We want people to come to you, feel safe, excited, and loved in that space. So your strategy should also include clear content pillars. So for example, you're in the wellness space. Clear content pillars for you would be nutrition, movement, habits, for example, right? They're very 3 clear content pillars that people are going to be able to identify within your content. We also want sustainable content formats for your message. So for example, if you're in the wellness space and you're wanting to educate more than like say for example, you're in the wellness space. Some people might go from like an aesthetic girl, clean girl, lifestyle page. Some people might go from like a nutritionist, informational page. If you're going from the more informational teaching angle, face to camera is going to be amazing because you will be able to convey the sort of information you're wanting to share with your audience. If you're going from like the clean girl aesthetic lifestyle vlog, you're probably going to want to do more like ASMR type videos or vlogs, right? Because the point of value and the point of interest are going to be two different things, even though they're in the same niche. I hope that makes sense. So you're also going to want to include clear lighting, value, and framing at the very least. Your videos and your content should be well lit, well framed, and they should have value in them. Your videos and your content should have people walking away knowing exactly what they got out of that video. If someone leaves your video more confused than when they got there, you're not doing your job. It's that simple. So a little bit of planning and making sure you hit that value goes a very long way. And you want to create excitement. You want to create easy to understand and digestible formats for your content to be shared in. Because when people come to social media, they're not coming to read a War and Peace novel on something. They're coming for bite-sized, digestible bits of information, which is exactly what you want to be providing them. You should also be consistent in your strategy, okay? So when you start to post and build that audience, you want to be creating 1 to 2 posts a day on TikTok, no less, all right? TikTok prioritizes engaged and active creators. And you also want to be someone that shows up every single day for your audience. If you're trying to build a community, you need to show up consistently. And when it comes to Instagram, you only need 3 to 4 posts a week. That's it. You do not need any more on that space. You want it to be audience-focused content. So whilst you can share your journey and that sort of stuff, you still want it to have value for your audience. People, when they consume content, are inherently selfish. And if they don't feel like they are getting value from their content that they're consuming, they're not going to be following you. So always value first and then sell second, especially if you're looking to make money. And you want to look at the elements that are performing well in your metrics. So for example, you're creating face to camera videos and they're performing really, really well in your metrics, but then you go, oh, actually, I want to start doing ASMR videos. You might want to have a look at what's working for you in that moment and just sort of focus your content on what's working, because that right there will build your audience and then bring in the sales later on. So just being a little bit smart about how you show up in your strategy. Your strategy should also include top of funnel content, middle of funnel content, and bottom of funnel content. So this is marketing jargon. This is just marketing jargon. So top of funnel content is content that can relate to the masses. So this is universally funny, universally recognized, funny, inspiring, whatever. Your middle of funnel content is a little bit more niche specific. So for example, you're in the wellness space, like you could have like a top of funnel content that talks about how it's depressing to just eat celery sticks. That's universally funny for a lot of people, but then your middle of funnel content would be more specific again. So you could be talking about more specialized nutritional information like macros and that sort of stuff. That right there, it's still general and a lot of people can understand, but it's a little bit more specific again. And then your bottom of funnel content is very specific content. The bottom of funnel content is content you create that will speak directly to your activated buyers. So this content typically won't perform virally. What it will do is convert. And that is something that I think needs to be understood by a lot of creators, especially if you're in the business space. Your content will not go viral 24/7 if you are creating bottom of funnel content to sell your products. What it will do is create income for you. So that's just something to keep in mind. You don't know what you don't know. Now this right here, I wanted to really touch on as someone who was afraid to ask questions and felt like she needed to go in on her business journey, knowing something. You get to be a complete beginner in this space. If you don't know something, seek help. When it comes to starting a new kind of venture, don't feel like you need to do it on your own, okay? That is the point of having coaches, courses, ebooks, all of that sort of stuff. YouTube videos, literally anything. It gets to be something you get to learn from scratch. When I first started, having a business coach for me showed me the ropes and stopped me from making really expensive decisions. For example, overhead costs, software, buying courses I didn't need, all of that sort of jazz. I had someone to tell me what to do and what not to do, which was amazing. And then I also learned along the way, like I like one of my biggest things is making sure that I don't let my clients spend unnecessary money because you don't need to. There's certain elements where you might need to invest more. Like for example, for me, spending $15,000 on my next business coach, I needed because my business coach took me from like 10K months to like 15 plus K months. I needed to make that next jump. So especially if you're in the starting phase or whatever, you don't need to make big investments straight away. You can do it at your pace. If you want to make a big investment, absolutely go for it, but don't feel like you need to. What having guidance does do though is speed up your growth and saves you money in the long run. And I will stand by that till the cows come home. You get to learn from other people's mistakes, and that saves you a shitload of money and a shitload of time, believe me. Don't feel like you need to do it on your own. Like I said, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram all have great resources to help you find growth and inspiration, and you don't need to spend 10K to get started. If you want to, you can, but you also absolutely do not need to do that. So start small and work your way up, especially if you're still working a full-time job or, you've got your full-time business, but you want to implement something on the side that's online. Do it at a pace that feels good for you. This is your journey and you get to work incrementally, as big leaps or as small leaps as you want. I ran my business for 4 months working full time before I quit my job, and some run their business for 2 years before they quit their full-time job, if at all. There is no perfect timeline. This is your journey, okay? Doing things for yourself in 6 months, do things now that yourself in 6 months will absolutely thank you for, all right? That is very important. So what is next? This is where the bit that scares people. You literally just need to start, okay? If you have this burning desire and you need to know how to, you just need to get things moving, I have given you everything you need to make a start. It is that simple. Everything I've explained in this training is that simple. Just get started. So create your TikTok page, brainstorm your skills, do your research. Imperfect action is better than imperfect inaction. Open up Canva, build that ebook, download it as a PDF, build your stand store, get it online, start promoting it. That is it. That is quite literally all you need to do. So, what it costs to not know how to make 5 to 10K. And this is something that I wish someone pulled me aside and told me, because I kept myself stuck and stagnant for a very, very, very long time. Alrighty? And you don't need to do this. If you're making $4,000 per month and you're looking to add an extra 5 to 10K per month in your online business, it costs you $60,000 per year not to know how to make 5 to 10K per month online. It is costing you $60,000 you could be earning to not know that. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to pay $60K to learn how to make money online. All right? What you don't know costs you. And especially if you're wanting to make that change and jump into it, do yourself a favor, all right? That right there, $60K per year, is like money that I don't want to be spending. You don't want to be spending. So actually learning how to do this is going to help you so very much in the long run. But there is a better deal, and I wanted to share that with you here. So what if there is an opportunity for you to work with me directly and other aspiring women who have been in your shoes, to not have to pay thousands of dollars for a BS course that's going to sell you false hope and a dream that just doesn't work, and become accountable with me, and I will hold your hand to hit your income goals in the next 3 to 6 months. All right? This is what I wanted to create for you in a way that is supportive and actually gets you to where you want to go. And no, this is not a pitch to a program. What if the cost to create 5 to 10K per month online business is not $6,000? What if it's not even $600? But literally $49 per month. I wanted to create something that is so unbelievably accessible for you to start this journey. As someone who paid $12,000 off the bat, you don't need to do this. Learn from my learnings. Whilst I absolutely don't regret it and it taught me everything I needed to know to get started, you can do this for a lot less, and I'm here to help you do that at $49 a month. So, my brand building baddie community is specifically designed for the women who are looking to take that next step and actually start making 5 to 10K a month online off their own back. In the brand building baddie community, I have created something that just hits all the boxes that I know that will help you to excel beyond your own beliefs. So for $49 a month, you get access to all online trainings. We do weekly masterclasses, access to ask me questions, advice, tips. So you can come to me and say, hey, Romany, I'm in this niche. I want a digital product. How would I build it? And what would I price it at? You get to ask all of those questions in that community. You get to be in the draw to win monthly prizes, which is so exciting. I love giving away to my community. You get to win one-on-one classes with me, PR packages, the lot. And it's just a no-brainer. We win in this space. I've created it for women who are here to win, who are here to grow, here to make big money and build their dream life. And you are invited. So why should you join? It's the most affordable option I have ever created or ever seen in my space. So no business coach will be able to coach people like you, the ones that are ready to go and rock and roll at $49 per month, and you get a lifetime discount. The price of this community is only going up, and it might be at $99 a month or even $120 a month by the time you're watching this training. So when you come at a certain price, for example, you're joining in at $49 a month, it will stay that price for you forever. Okay, that is my promise to you. You get updated knowledge as you go. So unlike any courses where the information is no longer relevant, at lightning speed in real time, you get updated information, tips, tricks, trends, and get to chat with me and successful women in the community. And I wanted to create a community because you are as successful as the people you surround yourself with, and I am such a big believer of that. So creating a space where people get to create their dream life around like-minded people was so important for me, as well as it being a place that was affordable for you to then build your dream life. So are you ready to join the club? If you're ready, let's jump in. I cannot wait to support you, to see you thrive in this space, to be surrounded by like-minded individuals. I can't wait. I'm so excited. This is a literal no-brainer. We win in this space. So if this is for you, jump on board and let's get going. I can't wait to see you win and see you in the space. Bye.